hmm
As we've noticed that AI has become more capable and more pervasive, what do you believe will ultimately define the most successful leaders and brands? Do you think the focus will be on smarter technology? As we've said, things are constantly adapting and changing, and to try to keep up with all of the algorithm changes or whatever the
hmm
platform is that people are focusing on now or where everyone's attention is? Or do you think stronger human judgment is more important? And how can leaders start building that and using it to their advantage now?
Yeah, I think the word judgment is the key word to home in on here, because with judgment comes responsibility and accountability. AI can give you all of the hints of where you should be, decisions you should be making, but they're not going to be having the meeting with the staff with your employee to fire them or to hire them, or to meet the CFO and say we've got a cash deficit.
Right.
They're like real responsibilities that humans are always going to carry.
Yes.
And I think we're in this dangerous trap right now where it's very easy to get complacent. This is these tools are so smart. Like they've got all the data, and that's the way I should go. Um, and they like to please you, don't they? Like when you're
Yes.
chatting on ChatGPT, it's like everything's positive, but,
That's the best
but
idea ever. Yes.
yeah, it's it's
Yeah.
it's that's not the real world. So I think
Right.
good judgment comes with comes through learning the hard lessons that your decisions count, and they have repercussions. So I think as a leader, that's what you're there for. You're there to be the one who's in charge and who's going to be responsible for those decisions. So I think how can leaders create better judgment? I think it's a case of gathering the data, but taking a step back and making sure that you're not being fooled by technology and just trying to do things quickly. As we said earlier, it's so easy to just rush on to the next task because you've got the answer, but you need to take a
Right.
step back and look at the implications of that, I would say.
That's great advice, especially in a more creative industry. I think you're balancing the data side of things, but you also have to really be creative in order to grow and to expand. And when you're looking at something like media, especially, people's attention, AI will tell you what people may, what they think they may want you to
Yeah.
create or to share or to showcase. And that's not necessarily the case, or it's not necessarily going to translate for your audience. I think brands are starting to realize that when they're sharing content that was maybe created by AI and it's just not really landing with people, and it's not really resonating. And I think we're seeing that too with social media, right? Like there's now platforms that are coming out that are AI content based, but then we also have platforms like Instagram and Facebook that's integrating AI into the, like, people are sharing it, but then you can't like filter out what's AI and what's not. And I
Yeah.
think, yeah, it's a really interesting time, especially for working in marketing, like trying to navigate when to use AI and when not. But I think finding that balance and ultimately leading with human judgment moving forward is what's going to be really important, and to separate leaders from the ones that really, like you said, kind of fall into that AI trap where everything is the best idea ever, because that's
Yeah.
kind of what ends up happening. If you're in
Yeah.
ChatGPT for a while and you're like, hey, does this make sense? It typically always makes sense to them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. It's always a yes.
something to keep in
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.